Welcome to another episode of Two Ales and Hockey Tales with Wally. And today I'm so excited to have on a 33-year-old from Thorold, Ontario, Canada. His hockey journey has taken him to Canada, the USA, Wales, Norway, and Austria. He returns to the shed after episodes 9, 34 and a half, and 105 have combined for 2,201 goals, plays, or lessons. For the past two seasons, he's been spreading his wings with the Graz 99ers and Stavanger Oilers, but he is best known as the Welsh Goat with the Cardiff Devils, where he has ran amok and had his way with the EIHL, a five-time first-team All-Star, a three-time Forward of the Year, a two-time Player of the Year, en route to two Challenge Cups, two playoff titles, two league titles, and he is the Shed's favorite player in the world. Welcome back, Joey Martin.
Quite the intro. Thanks again, Wally. It's always a pleasure to be here.
Well, nice to have you back in the shed, bud. And I guess you just signed back with the Cardiff Devils, eh?
Yeah, we're back. We're coming home.
Oh, baby.
Oh, baby.
Soaked. Oh, man. That home opener, boys are going to be buzzing. Hey?
Yeah, I know. I'm pretty obviously excited. Got to thinking about that the first game back. I think that it'll be like first time I'll be that nervous for I think like a season opener in a long time.
Nervous or amped
you
up?
know, a lot of emotions. I think just excited.
Emotions,
It's just going to be emotional, I guess.
Yeah, well, it's good to have you back. And so how did it all go down? Who reached out to who? Who tried to kiss who first?
Well, Todd and I have kind of kept in touch, since I've been gone. And then obviously I talked to a lot of the guys on the team, especially Duggan and Dixon. Duggan almost, every week. So I got to stay in touch with those guys. And after this year in Graz in Austria, I really had a great experience, really enjoyed my time. I just felt, we didn't have a winning team. It wasn't really big winning culture, and we lost.
It's just not that much fun, is it?
It's just not as fun. And, it's too bad because we had a good group. We had a really good team. We just kind of underperformed. And, next year in Graz, it seemed like, they're getting a new coach and maybe kind of blowing up the team again and not keeping the core group. So
that's what they do in those European leagues, though. Like every year, the teams that don't win just blow up their team of imports and then bring in new guys, and they change coaches all the time. It is wild.
Yeah, I know. It's interesting. It's, obviously I personally feel like the formula is, bringing back a core group and then building off that, but not
right. And adding your pieces that, yeah.
Yeah, I know. And so it seemed like they were just kind of, year after year. Guys that have played there for a while said the same thing. They said, they just blow up the team every year and every year kind of roll the dice and hopefully win a championship off a new team. But, that it is what it is. And I just didn't really want to be part of that again. And to be honest, I just really missed
Cardiff.
For so many reasons. I mean, ultimately, I missed the culture. I missed the expectations. I missed competing for championships.
And the city and the people.
Right. Yeah, I mean, I can go on and on. I know the people. I'm so excited to see so many people, right? Even like outside of the organization. Like obviously the people in the organization, but like so many people outside as well. Those like friendships that that we've established over the years. Those are
they do that to you when you play there for the Devils. It's not just the people in the immediate team and the people that work for the team. It's just like. They come at you from everywhere, right? With all this niceness.
I know. And it's Cardiff fans are the best. I would say
unless you suck, then they'll tell you that too.
Throughout the UK, throughout the EIHL, I feel like all the fans, they're so good and so involved. Which is tough in other countries because there is a language barrier.
Well, it's not just like with the fans, it's with your teammates as well. And like when you talk about culture, like if people may think I know what I'm talking about, because if you want to listen back to Lee Freeman, his episode, I said, what do you think if Joey Martin came back to Cardiff? Because I thought you would, because you went out there for 2 years and then you realize what you have and how much fun it is. And like I know because I was in Germany and I was playing for the money and like the experience or off the ice or whatever. But like when I got to Cardiff, it was just so much gosh darn fun to play hockey again.
Lots of fun. And just like I said, kind of like playing for a club with high expectations is somewhere
You're expected to win.
Is a team that I want to play for. I want to come in every day and work hard, have fun, but also be a contender for trophies. I mean, I feel like
what
that's
it's all about, right? That's the
Yeah.
shit you remember.
Winning. I mean, I watched, obviously I was following them along this year, and they had some ups and downs throughout the year, but then when I watched the last 10 minutes of the playoff game, and when I saw them win, I was so excited and happy for them. And then it turned into like a little bit of like jealousy too, though, because I knew how much fun they were going to have after they,
I know,
they won.
winning's so much fun.
And
Gosh.
I was like, oh, I was so happy.
When I saw them do that too, I was like, oh my gosh. Then I'm like, they get to like go in the room now. Like,
I know. And like how much fun they're having together after. So like, I don't know, to me, that's what it's all about.
I totally agree. And those are the memories you have. I don't remember much of the 5th, 6th place finishes,
Yeah.
Okay. So anyways, moving on. I get into how we know each other. Back on track here. Okay.
Yep.
4th time in the shed here. First time you were in Norway, right? Episode 9.
Yeah.
I think you were in Norway. Then the next time was your decision to leave Cardiff. And then you came on with Dicko, Deese, and the Goat, right? It's when we were raising money with the jerseys. But I'm starting to realize how long I've been doing this now, because one of your episodes was the decision to leave Cardiff. Now you're coming back and we're doing another one.
I know. I feel like every time I come back, you've gotten bigger and bigger. Look at you got t-shirts and jerseys and all this apparel now. I mean, you might have to. That shed's looking a little tight there. You might have to get some bigger space.
No, that's never changing, Joe.
Don't change. Yeah. Don't
go
far from your roots.
Right? Fun fact, that jersey behind me, folks, is for Freeman Designs, Lee Freeman, episode a couple ago, whatever, 170 maybe. But he made 170 something posters and never asked me for anything. He just did it out of the goodness of his heart because he liked what I was doing in the shed, and he's a nice dude. So I'm raffling off this jersey at aleshockeytales.com, and all the money that we make off this jersey raffle, I'll sign it. I'll do whatever you want to it, and then I'll send it to you if you win. But all the money will go to Lee for helping me out and not asking for a thing, because that's just that's a really cool thing to do for a guy. And I think he's helped me get to where I'm at, because I know some guys print off these posters and have them up in their own sheds around the world. And I think that's really cool. So thank you, Lee.
People helping people.
Powerful thing, isn't it, Joe?
Powerful thing.
Yeah. That's really how this whole thing's happened, is I asked you to come on and you're like, yes, please. And I'm like, look at that. I get a goat in my shed just like that. Joe, did you know I had a goat as a child? An actual pet goat?
I did not.
Gladys was her name.
Really?
Yeah. And I had a donkey named Esau.
Where did you obviously had a big yard?
Yeah, that was when I was like 1 before in Aaron, before we moved to Elmira. Then we couldn't keep them. We moved into an apartment. The donkey did drive around in our hatchback.
Wish I could have seen that.
Episode 99, folks. Ronald Walton. Check it out.
Different times.
But I did have a pet goat, Joe.
I like that. That's cool.
Okay, how else? How else we know each other, okay, is being out here in the shed, is I've made new friends. And one of them is your good friend, who I did not really know before, other than getting naked and doing a pregame speech in front of him, Samuel Jardine. I feel like we really connected during his pod, and I think he's a very interesting guy. And I really enjoyed his time in the shed. And then he posted something on Instagram, and it said it was only to his close friends. And I was one of those people, and I was like, holy shit, I didn't even know that guy before. And now he considers me one of his like close friends to post that. And our little banter, I just wrote back to him, living, and he wrote, it's a good day for it. And I wrote back, it sure is. And just like-minded folks. He just is living life, isn't he?
He is. And that was very poetic. I actually ran into him a couple weeks ago. I'm in Colorado right now, and he just happened to be. He's on a little road trip right now. He's
running amok.
He's living, like you said, he's living. And he just happened to give me a call on a Monday morning, and he was like, I just realized you're in Colorado. I should have gave you more of a heads up, and I'm going to the concert tonight at the Red Rocks. If you could make it. And I just got tickets the night before, and I was so excited.
And that's when you guys sent me a little video message, and it just makes my heart explode when I see Shed guys hanging out, having fun together all over the world, you know?
Yeah. He's a great guy, that Jared's.
He should. Yeah, he really seems to be. And did you guys not party with the band, the Glorious Sons?
Yeah, they were like the opener for the band was Kaleo, but they were the opening band. They're from Kingston, Ontario. So Mike McNamee, the former
Boston
Cardiff
Levi, budding superstar.
Everybody knows, yeah. So he's friends with them. He actually opened for them, I think, a month ago back in Canada. But long story short, McNamee and Jardine are good friends. So Jardine got to meet them, and then it's just kind of kept in touch. So we,
you guys were living that night, weren't you?
Jared's was hanging out with them before the show. And then, we ended up going to some kind of like dive bar afterwards in downtown, Denver, and hung out with them. And it's a good time.
Mm-hmm. That looked like a cool place to have a concert, eh?
Red Rocks?
Yeah.
Oh yeah. It's like epic. It's like bucket list thing to do.
It looked really cool. Like there's big red rocks, right?
Yeah. They've created a concert literally in the middle of these rocks. And if you kind of go to the top floor or top seats, you kind of have an overlook of downtown Denver and then like the mountains there. It's just like picturesque.
Mm-hmm.
It's wild.
Living. You guys were living, you could say. So that was a fun night, and he's a dandy. Anyways, and one thing that I found interesting is when the research team got hot, they tried to trick me. They tried to tell me your brother was named Blake from Anchorage, Alaska, not JJ from Thorold.
Yeah, I think that's on Elite Prospects they have. I actually went to Nebraska Omaha. I went to school with him.
That's weird. They think he's your brother. I'm like, no, because I beat JJ Martin for the Sutherland Cup. No big deal, JJ.
Yeah.
Right.
Oh, he remembers, I'm sure.
Yeah, and you were probably watching, right?
Definitely. I was on the fan bus.
Sugar Kings ran amok, folks. But they should get their stuff checked out, because if I wouldn't have known you, the research team would have been all confused, right?
They can't get that past the research.
Do that shit. Okay, where and what are you doing now?
I'm currently in Colorado. My girlfriend's parents are here, so we're here kind of splitting half our summer here and then the other half in Canada. We're just kind of here visiting family, seeing her friends and whatnot. And she works remotely, so she just kind of like works from home, and I'm kind of keeping up with training and whatnot, and we're watching the Avs because it's
so we were gonna do this last night, and then you're like, hey, like I'm in Colorado and they're like in the semifinals, and this place is a buzz.
Everyone, I mean, her parents had season tickets this year, and they've taken us to a few games, and we're actually going to go to game 5 to hopefully they don't get.
You are?
I
don't think there's going to be one.
I mean, I don't know. I had faith after game 1, but
I haven't watched many games, but when you decided that McDaddy and McKinnon were more important than the Shed last night, which I understood, because those things don't happen in cities like that. All the fun, like Toronto, our whole lives, Joe, it's never really became a buzz since '93.
Yeah, I mean, that's a whole nother.
Right. But like when cities winning is important, like, and that's, I guess, one thing I was going to bring up is in the EIHL, there isn't those playoff drives where like each round there's more fans and a bigger buzz. And then come the finals, it's just like mayhem. It's like, I guess it's just mayhem in Nottingham.
It's a mayhem of a weekend.
Right.
Yeah.
It's different, but for a city and bars, right?
I know. It does really. You could see the city. Everybody's buzzing. Everybody's kind of like happy and excited.
What'd you do for the game then last night?
Pardon?
What'd you do for the game last night? Did you go out?
No, we were going to, but we ended up just like ordered some food here and watching it here. We're all pretty into this series. I haven't taken my eyes off. I've been watching a lot
Do you
of
not?
Avalanche.
I find when I'm watching hockey, there's watching hockey or there's like socializing. Like if I'm watching hockey, I don't really want to talk to you.
No, I know. And like her parents are like big Avs fans. Like when we're watching the game, volumes up, we are dialed
Into it, right? And then there's like going out and you're having drinks and that's kind of on, right?
That's the thing. It's like, I mean, it is fun to go to a bar and watch a game because like everybody's, bar's packed, everyone's rooting together, everyone's making noise, but you're not really.
But it's almost getting to that point now in the playoffs where like the whole bar will be into like every play, right? And the further you go, that's what it becomes, right?
And they put the volume on, like the broadcast is live throughout the bar, so like that's pretty cool too.
Well, that Colorado team is quite the squad. That McKinnon and McCarr, like when they're on the ice together, holy moly, that'd be tough to play against.
I know McKinnon he can fly, and his stick handling is just as fast. It's like,
and he's like powerful, but then that McCarr reminded me of playing John Michael Lyles in college, where he was just like way better than everybody, and like he was always a threat. Like they couldn't even make a line change there last night, and he would like all of a sudden just scoop by everybody, and all of a sudden he's in there like swimwear.
He's so shifty and so deceptive. A little shimmy shake
and those hips. Oh,
I mean, the way these guys can skate now too. I mean, yeah, kids do your power skating, right?
Open up them hips, baby.
Open the hips, do the power skating. Yeah. And then even, I mean, McDavid, like I've been watching almost like every playoff game. And
really?
it's like,
You're a hockey guy, eh?
Oh,
I used to do that too, but I've hardly watched any now.
It's great here in the time zone. We're 2 hours, behind the Eastern time zone. So if a game starts at 7, like I'm getting it at 5, and the next game, I'm getting
it's that's my problem is I can hardly stay awake for like the normal timed games.
I know
now.
The late games are tough for you guys.
Busy. It's busy lifestyle I'm living.
But you're living.
Every day is a good day for living, Joe. Okay. So anyways, you're in Colorado, and that's going to be fun because I'm pretty sure it's going to be them. My guess would be Tampa, but anyways, I can't see anybody beating Colorado what I saw last night.
What's actually funny? So where I skate is where the Avalanche practice. It's not really like the nicest. It's an okay rink, but actually last summer I was here and I was skating too, and they were playing Vegas. And I just go in for like, it's called like, you just drop in, you pay $10 and you go. And usually like I'm the only one on the ice, a few other people. And I thought it was funny, like right after, like I was on the ice and the Avs were like there practicing after, but like they were all just sitting there, like McKinnon was sitting there taping his stick, looking and there was like some kids on the ice and like some parents, and no one even really like
cared.
No one like noticed.
It's not like it's like around Toronto. Like
that's what I was thinking. I was like, if this was Toronto, I don't think
so. They could just live like normal people there.
Yeah.
Really?
I mean, for the most, I'm sure if they're walking downtown by a crowd, people are going to notice them. But
yeah,
I thought that was so bizarre that
like the Leafs would need like security, right?
That's what, yeah. Like I don't even know if they would be allowed to be in the building while the Leafs are practicing, especially in playoff time.
And you've been skating there then?
Yeah, and it's great. So it's all the Avs have like all of their kind of like tools, like the passer and all their tires.
And you get to use that shit?
Yeah, it's just all there for me to use. So I just go out there and I'm like, I go in the morning and I just throw it all that stuff at one end of the ice and I just kind of do my own thing.
And there's ice just for like $10, go out and skate.
Yeah, like you can't find that where I'm from in Canada.
Wow.
That ice would be like 150.
Yeah, that's a good setup you got there then.
And
I wasn't much of a skater in the summer, but it sounds fun.
I mean, yeah, I like to. I just started getting.
I heard it's sunny every day in Colorado. I don't know.
So I go in the morning, so I don't miss that daytime sun.
You were never a golfer, eh? Because I'm having a golf tournament June 25th. Register at aleshockeytales.com, folks. But you never really golfed. I remember you wouldn't even participate in the team tournament. You just drove around crushing pints.
Yeah, I mean, I've been doing it more lately. I went last week actually. I'm getting better, which is more enjoyable, I find.
Was it because you weren't good, Joe? You can't be good at everything. I'm not a bowler. I want to be a bowler. I'm not a bowler.
No, I tell this to everybody. If it's a summer day, I grew up by the beach. Like if it's a summer day, I want to go to the beach. I want to be in swim trunks, go in the water, play some frisbee. I don't want to wear a polo, sit there and
That's
golf
why you go in the morning.
for five, like in five.
That's why you don't skate and you go golfing, and you you're just adding in one extra activity.
I tell you what, I like 9 holes. I 9, I'm having fun. After 9, you're gonna lose me.
You're losing me, Joe.
I know.
June 25th, folks. 18 holes, shotgun, roast beef dinner, live band, Roy's Garage. Register at aleshockeytales.com, folks. We're playing all 18. Joe.
Or do 9 and ride the other 9.
So have you met Brody DuPont yet? Have you talked to him?
I haven't met him, but I've talked to him.
Nice guy. I liked him.
Yeah, nice guy.
Really seems like our type of guy, eh?
He does, yeah. He's just a super nice guy. Seems really eager to win, and he's seems very determined and motivated. So I'm looking forward to.
The word he used a few times with me was accountability, and I was like, Brody, just accountability. You're gonna have to know what Chippy Lane is next time you come on in the shed, right? Like that accountability. We'll talk about it. If you don't know what Chippy Lane is, you played in Cardiff for a year.
Oh, he didn't know.
Didn't know.
He
Joe.
hasn't had the full experience yet. Usually that's like week 1.
I thought so.
It's
I thought that was part of the tour, right?
Usually you drop your bag off at the rink, and then on your way to see your apartment, you go down Chippy Lane.
Wow.
For the first preview.
Like you'd think the first weekend when all the boys are together, you'd go have a couple, right? After fitness tests or whatever they make you do, all that baloney. Do people still do fitness tests this day and age?
I think it just depends on the coach and what team. We did it last year in Graz. It was actually really good. Pretty
okay. Anyways, moving on. Right. Yeah, let's move on. Enough's enough. Okay. Mega Monday, when they just announced that you were coming back. Holy moly, eh? That was quite the signing group, eh? Bounzy's going back to him and his tramp stamp.
Bounzy is back. Yeah. And
Dougie. Great guy. Likes watching videos of me naked. Did you know that?
He what?
He likes watching videos of me naked.
That's interesting. I didn't know that. We'll have to ask him about that.
Yeah.
But yeah, what a group of guys to announce as your first signings, Yeah.
Richie.
I mean,
Waller.
I've watched
talented young fella, eh?
Fast, yeah.
I saw him with GB.
Fast, skilled.
Mm-hmm.
Yep. He's got a bright future.
Mm-hmm. You could work with that. And then the other guy they'd already signed, Kugler. Don't know him. Is he a centerman? What's he do?
I think he's a centerman. Yeah. He came in towards the end of last year for Cardiff and seemed like he had a very big impact on their success towards the end of the year.
That's well put. 21 goals in 33 games played. Yeah.
You can find the back of the net.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So then he'd be a centerman, and then you're a centerman. So that's 2 centermen. Okay. Well, I have a wish list here in the shed. Can I? Okay. There was Mega Monday, but now there's shed wish list day, right?
Tongue twister.
Yeah. Been a long day, Joe. Okay. Steven Dixon.
Yeah.
Naturally. When you talk around in your shed, and like I met him a couple times at the shed, and like it's just rave reviews from every guy that's came on. He's a fantastic teammate that is kind of like he's in the mix all the time. Every time guys are doing stuff, he's with them, and he seems like a glue guy.
Big glue guy. One of those guys you just love to have in the room. Just, the lowest maintenance, does whatever you say. Just a great
just
guy.
Comes to the rink with a great attitude, ready to work, and just likes being there.
One of those guys that just never has a bad day,
Mm-hmm.
It's the best way to put it.
Smiling, happy.
And he just still always gets it done. I mean, he doesn't age. He had, I think, big goal in the championship game.
I like the Selly too.
Might have been the winner. I don't know what. Could have
The
been the
Selly
winner.
was awesome where he like went into the bench too.
I love when I see Dick a little fired up like that. I know.
Good stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. So anyways, that's one guy. Okay. The horse, Matt Register. Okay. Winner, like the guy wins wherever he goes. 3 Kelly Cups and then just won the playoffs. Okay. Obviously Batchy, right? He'll be back. They're just waiting to announce it.
I heard he had a really good year. It looked like.
Yeah, the real fine wine. Like he's getting better, bigger, stronger, more confident in himself. You could just see it the way he moved around the ice. Like, yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
So I imagine if he's back wherever he is, he'll have come in with confident and have a big year.
Yes. Okay. I think it'd be cool if Mosey came back. Shed superstar. Legs and eggs.
I know. Another guy. Just a great teammate, great guy. Love having him around.
Yeah. This is just a Shed wish list, folks. Okay. Don't get all fired up about this. Okay. Samuel Jardine. Okay. I know he went to like the Finnish Elite League. He's running amok. He's living. He's doing her. Okay. But if I'm making my wish list, I'm making that call, Brody.
I feel like you should have this conversation with Brody or Todd.
Well, I'm easing them into it. Okay. Yeah. They'll hear it.
Putting it out there on the line first, and then
that's right. It's more fun if it's all hypothetical, right? I don't like actually knowing the stuff.
Yeah. Okay.
Okay. Ethan Skinner, third line center for you guys, you know?
Yeah.
Okay. He was just on. Fantastic young man. Just needs a chance, folks. Okay. Wish list, folks. Joey Haddad coming fresh out of retirement. Cooking great meals, scoring goals, repping Genos. What do you think?
Love it. Need that guy back.
Seriously. Great for a team too, isn't he?
Awesome. Yeah.
Isn't it weird when you think about that Devils team that like your first year and my first year there, like all of the guys that were on that team. And when you think back on it, you're like he's a top 10 teammate of my life.
Yep. Oh, definitely. Yeah.
Doug Clarkson, going to be a father coming on next week, folks.
Yes. Congrats to Dougie.
Yeah.
Big news. Good for them.
Fantastic guy he is, isn't he? Anyways, and the other guy on my wish list is Riley Brandt. Depth guy. Gonna run around and just crush guys, not even care about his own physical well-being. You know,
seemed like a big fan favorite.
Crowd surfing after a win, knows how to win, you know.
Saw that and I love that.
Right?
Yeah.
Those are the type of guys I want to win with, guys that are going to crowd surf with the fans.
Yeah. You could have basically just recruited him from that video alone, him crowd surfing.
I mean,
without even seeing his play, I'd say, yep, that's a guy you need in the room.
Mm-hmm. Well, I'm hoping Franny and Dupes are listening because that's my wish list, folks. Okay. Sign them up and I bet you will run amok. Okay.
Can't disagree with anything there.
And Franny's going to be on the bench again, eh? He was just on. He's going to be coaching again now, helping him out, right?
Yeah, I believe so.
You don't even know? I thought you're the one supposed to tell me, man. Or you're just living in Colorado. You're at the Red Rock, baby.
Sounds like you know more. Yeah, maybe you know more than me.
I probably do. I'm in my shed a lot. Okay. What else do I got then? Chippy lane order, Joe. Have I ever asked you what your Chippy lane order is? When you get back to Cardiff, okay, opening night, you guys go out there, run amok, okay, crush a couple pints, head to Chippy lane at the end of the night. What are you ordering?
A kebab.
Yeah, you are. Chicken or lamb?
Ooh. Kind of like 50-50. I think I always used to do the lamb, then I started doing the chicken.
Yeah, I can rotate too. You know, you can't just stick with one thing, right?
Yeah, you can mix it up, but definitely the kebab.
Okay. No, I like your attitude. What sauce are you going with then? Garlic?
Garlic.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Okay. Next question. Ready? Next season, when you go back, Where in Cardiff do you want to live? A, downtown city center. B, the Bay. C, Penarth. D, Grangetown.
That's actually a great question. I honestly feel like there's not a bad spot to live in Cardiff because you can get everywhere pretty easy. And I feel like I've first year I lived in town, I lived in the Bay, lived by the rink. So I've kind of like seen it all. I think I like living by the rink. I just like that area.
Like by the white water rafting there? Like right in
Yeah.
there?
Yeah, like over there. I like that area. I like
And
I like walking to the rink, being that close.
real rink rat, eh?
But yeah, I'm a rink rat. I guess I would consider myself a rink rat for sure.
Yeah.
Get that
I
in the hot
remember
tub.
you'd be showing up to practice with your foam roller and your protein shaker. Yeah, I remember.
I
Game's changed.
don't know. Were we doing that at that time? I don't know.
I think so.
We were just starting to.
So what is your answer?
Well,
If you told Todd to go pick out an apartment tomorrow, where are you telling him to look?
well, you didn't include my option. I would say the International Sports Village, which isn't the Bay. That's like
Oh, so like by the arena. That's what you're saying? That's your answer?
yeah, like
Where Hendo lives.
Prospect Place.
Mm-hmm.
Pro-
Where
Ferry
where
Court.
Bouncy lives.
Well, Bouncy lives in Barrie now, but he used to live over there.
Right. Before that. Mhm.
Yeah. Yep. I like that area.
Nice
They got a
view
nice-
over the bay too, eh?
Good view over the bay, right on the water. They got that nice little kind of courtyard.
I guess you got the
place.
grocery stores, but like you have Morrison's there. But what restaurants are you going to? The Oyster Catcher, maybe?
Yeah, but like no, you go into town. Town's easy to get to. I don't go into town like every day, you know what I mean? And when I do, it's easy to get there. That's why there's not really a bad spot.
No, there isn't. No, I just was curious. Like I both years I was kind of like in the bay, basically.
Yeah.
And I really liked it out there, all the restaurants and things to do and just go for a walk. You know, I was a big walker. I had a stroller, a couple kids.
I'd be happy there. Even like Pontcanna is nice. And out there by school, I mean, obviously it's a little far from the rink. Not far, but
It's okay there, but like, why would you want to live there if you're playing?
like
hockey?
Roth Park?
Yeah,
Like that's a beautiful spot.
sure. But what are you gonna do there? Like throw a football? What are you doing?
Well,
You walking?
Yeah. Get outside.
Still, I like restaurants and stuff. Place to sit down.
You're still
can't-
close.
I don't know. Roth Park. That's where you want to live.
Well, I'm just saying it's nice out there. I'm just saying I'd be happy anyway.
I'm not saying it's not nice.
If I had to, okay, if it was my choice right now and I could pick anywhere, I'd say by the rink.
By the rink. Okay. There you go. Then you could say hi to Hendo for me.
There
Okay.
you go.
What did you miss most about Cardiff?
What did I miss most? I think, I don't know if there's like one thing. I think just being in that environment, playing in front of the Devils fans, playing at that rink, being in a locker room with, those guys like Richie, I think I just missed that culture that
Yeah.
everyone genuinely, loves each other and battles for each other. And
They're in it together. It's not about themselves.
yeah, it's just total kind of team buy-in,
Mhm.
which isn't that common, in professional hockey.
No, it's
But
not.
then
all.
even, what I'd miss is like, even like outside of hockey, like I love after like practice ends, you got like at least 5 guys. Okay, where are we going for lunch? And then like, let's go for coffee. You know what I mean? Like you're kind of always hanging out with guys.
Have I ever told you why you're my favorite player?
I don't know.
Okay. Well, do you want me to?
Now I'm interested. Yeah.
Okay. I find in throughout my career, I always thought that teams don't win unless their best players play both sides of the puck, block shots, penalty kill, power play, do everything, like Crosby does. Like you don't win unless your best players do everything and play the right way. When you showed up, like, yeah, you're an East Coast guy that has a cup of coffee in the A, but like you were just a kid that like always played on the right side of the puck, worked hard, and like you just never even really acted like you were that good. And but you were always welcoming to everybody, whether it was like the young kids, everybody on the team. You were a nice person to everybody. You invited everybody to lunch. Everybody was always welcome. And there was no cliques when you were around. And I think you're the leader of a team that wins shit because of who you are and how you play hockey.
Well, that's very nice to hear, and I really appreciate that. I feel like, yeah.
Well, that's why you guys are going to win next year, is because now you're going to be back. Like everybody will be going to lunch together. And I know Sam Duggan and Dicko are the same way. And like that was the culture we had when I was there, was everybody was invited. You can come if you want. Nobody's going to tell you should have came, but like you are invited if you want to come, right?
I know. And I love that. I love being able to put in the group chat, hey, we're going for a coffee. Anybody that wants to come. You know what I mean? Like, I love that. And I feel like that's the way it should be.
It's the only way it can be to win shit, right?
Why would I, you're on a team full of guys you love that, you want to hang out with all the time. More the merrier,
Yeah. Well, and then like you go to Europe and you go out there and see some shit, and it's not always like that. And like the AHL was not like that.
No, yeah.
There's teams, there's places in pro hockey where it is not like that. So that's why once I saw you had gone out there for a couple of years, and then I see who's the coach in Cardiff, and I meet Brody DuPont, and I'm just like, holy shit, this all fits. And then I said, like, to Lee Freeman, I'm like, what if Joey Martin comes back? Because I thought you're going to miss that and you're going to want that back, because I would too.
Yeah. Well, I knew I'd be back one day. I didn't really know when. Well, did I tell you when COVID hit, I just kind of left abruptly? Did I tell you this?
Well, that's when you went to Norway, right? And we talked when you were there, didn't we?
Yeah, but when I was in Cardiff, our season obviously got canceled because of COVID. I remember like initially, like, because usually I stay in Cardiff in the summers, I was just gonna like wait out COVID. Like a few guys had gone home, and like every day COVID was kind of like, it was the very start. No one really knew what it was, but it was kind of like escalating every day. And I was just like, you know what, I'm just going to stay here and like wait this out. I'll just like, I've got my apartment, I've got, a team car, I've got all my stuff here. And then like, it got kind of like more serious. Remember, like in Canada, they're like, listen, you got to like,
I'll get home. Right?
You're Canadian abroad, you got to get home now, or else like, you're not going to be let in. So I was like, even then I was still like, well, I don't know. I got my apartment. And then the family members ended up convincing me to come home. But I basically like, I packed up just like a suitcase and some things. And I basically left everything from Cardiff. I've been there 6 years. I accumulated a lot of things, and I just kind of like packed it in 24 hours, booked a flight. Katrina helped me. And I just like packed in grocery bags, like most of my stuff, and left it in the middle of my apartment. And Murdy and Katrina ended up like coming and getting it and, taking it. But long story short, I haven't been there since. Like I just left kind of like abruptly thinking, okay, I'll go home.
You haven't been there at all? Like,
no. And I really, like, when COVID hit in 2019, I was like, yeah, I'll be back. Okay, I'll pack this up quick. I'll be back in a month.
Yeah. It's weird in the hockey world, man, when you think you're going to go back to places. Like, I would have never guessed I would have never been back to Germany after you spend 6 years of your life there. And like, it felt like home by the end of 6 years. Like it was normal going there. Yeah, and then I've just never been back. And like, I could see that it's going to be a heck of a time when you guys get on the ice for that first game.
I
might be a bit different than our first exhibition game in the big blue tent, eh, Joe?
A little different, but
when Todd was giving out notes to the fans saying, what can we do better? Please tell us.
I think I remember seeing him too. Like, I don't think it was the first game, but like maybe in the first 3 games, I'm walking into the rink, getting ready with the coffee, and he's like in the corner and he's refilling the big ketchup bottles. And like, he's going around and like, he's the GM of the team and he's like doing all this, like
he was doing
stuff.
Everything.
And I was just like, wow, geez, that's pretty like impressive. And then, and now like I've seen other organizations. I mean, Stavanger in Norway, like they have a pretty wealthy club. They got a full, I think I've said this to you before, the full office of staff, and they have so many people working. And so then I think about like how much like Todd and Katrina and Fran, and it goes on and on. Like those guys, they work so hard, and they scratch for like every dollar or pound, and it's really impressive.
Well, they give her, yeah. No, I remember everything they would do, right? And it was the attention to detail that Todd would have, right? That
Oh, I know.
when things were not right or like he would fix them, right? Whether it was the ketchup squirter in the big blue tent.
I know.
Yeah. Okay. Moving on. Next question. How'd the season end in Graz?
Didn't end great. We started off good. We actually, like, at the beginning, we played an exhibition against Augsburg in the Dell, and we spanked them 6-0, and we were like playing really well. Like not just like a fluke. We were like, wow, like we got a good team here. And we, the GM kind of like was talking to us like, yeah, like we're going for it this year. And like we're all looking around going like, yeah, like let's go. Thinking like
we're pretty
do
good.
really well. We started off the year like we did do really well. I mean, we were like had some high scoring games, but we're also kind of like letting in a lot of goals. And then our starting goalie, Anthony Peters, was really good. He got like injured pretty bad, slipped disc in his back. And then we had a few other injuries, and it just got bad quick. And we went from scoring a lot of goals to then like turning into this trap team where like we didn't forecheck at all.
And that was probably stems from the goalie getting hurt.
It was a little bit of like that. We had injuries. We didn't have depth. We had like young Austrians have to take place. So like we couldn't be a high flying forechecking team. So we sat back, which wasn't very fun to play. I understand why we did it. Like we didn't really have a choice, to be honest. We couldn't really play the other way, but in saying that, like we didn't score a lot of goals because of it. Think about how many goals you score.
I saw the research team saw the stats. There weren't many goals being had this year.
There were not. And that was like frustrating because, when you're forechecking, you're causing turnovers, and that's when you score some goals. But this time we're just like trapping, waiting. So the offense.
And then you play skilled players. It's hard to stop them.
Yeah, I mean, so that was kind of like frustrating. It was a tough adjustment. I'd never kind of played that style before. And then, our coach didn't like to work on the power play, and it kind of reflected. We didn't have a good power play. So our team wasn't scoring, and then like we're not like personally like I'm not happy that I'm not producing as much as I wanted, but other guys were the same. I mean, no one was really producing the way they wanted to. But it was just like
you didn't practice the power play much because, like, to me, that's like when you get a power play in a game, that's go time. Like you got to score when you get power plays.
In that league, I feel like power plays. I mean, any league, power play is important, but I think especially that one, it's a little harder to score 5-on-5 there. And we lost a lot of games because our special teams was not great. I don't know. It was frustrating, but I mean, it was also great. I loved it there. I mean, our facilities were great, and Graz was a beautiful city, a good group of guys. Like I had a good time, but talking about our team's achievements was definitely a letdown. I definitely think we underperformed. The end of the year, we ended up like we didn't make playoffs. We were in the play-ins and we lost, so we didn't even make top 8.
Well, I think playing NHL 22 with Colby there, we played with Graz, or I did, and like the players play like they do in real life on that game is actually quite wild. And you stood out there, but I didn't think your team was very good. Sorry. And it didn't look right, you being on that team in the picture. It was just like, this is weird.
Didn't look right. No,
you're in orange.
Yeah, I know. Who would have thought, right?
Yeah, going back to red though. Okay, moving on then. So that's the other thing I have written down though, is like we've kind of talked about it, is playing in, say, the Austrian League with the import rules and the guys that are from Austria, however it works. Your team had 12 Austrians, 4 Canadians, 2 Slovaks, 3 Swedes, 2 Americans, 1 German, and a Dece.
And a Dece, yeah, he's got his own category.
But like, isn't it like it's to have a culture, to have like what we had in Cardiff, like it's hard when guys have such different backgrounds. And it's different when you come from different places. The closest teams I've been on, like in Bietigheim, when we won it, the 6 imports, like a bunch of us were from like small town Canada.
Yeah, no, I know. Yeah, I mean, definitely has I feel like also where you live in the city, like, our team was kind of like spread out.
And then you're
Fortunately,
not spending time together.
Fortunately, I lived in an apartment complex and we had like 8 guys in the same building. And, just like upstairs, I had a good buddy, and just, downstairs, 1 floor, another good buddy. So like that's kind of nice to be that close. And we hung out a lot, but like, I wouldn't say I got to hang out with like the other part of the team a lot,
Yeah.
I was always with the same guys, which, we had a lot of fun, and that made it such a great year off the ice. But yeah, you're not like with everybody.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
And that's important. Spending time with your team away from the rink is important.
Yeah, it definitely is. I will say though, we had like the best team building preseason that I've ever been a part of. It was like
Really
pretty epic. Yeah, we stayed overnight. We went in like a mountain village, and we did some activities, but like we bonded really good. And that was another thing why at the beginning of the
What
year,
kind of activities are we talking about that make you bond other than drinking?
I mean, bus picks us up at the rink at like 8 a.m. and guys are like already on the beers. And we're going,
okay, so it is drinking.
Oh yeah,
Okay.
it's drinking. We're
Yeah,
going,
I was gonna say, how the hell else do you bond in hockey?
yeah, and we're going, and we go like whitewater rafting, but like in a beautiful place. Like we go like, kind of like in the mountains, and that was a blast. And then
I could just imagine what it's like. And those are the experiences, man, when
oh
you end up in your shed and you're like, I can't believe we did that day. I bet you guys whitewater rafting somewhere in Austria would have been some shit you would have never guessed you were going to see growing up in Thorold.
no, never. And then like afterwards, we're sitting there on we go eat lunch, and we're having like beers, and the mountains are in the background. And then we get on the bus. Now we're all feeling good. We're all singing songs, bonded immediately. Like young Austrians quiet at the front of the bus, bringing them back, and everyone's singing. Everyone's
then you probably beat Augsburg 6-0, and you're like, we're gonna run amok. And then you guys all lived in separate parts of the city, and it was never the same.
I mean, I don't know if that was.
Sorry, am I dissecting this frog?
Anyway, it was like an epic 2 days.
And the coach didn't practice power play. What a joke, right? But don't say that. That's
yeah, I'll refrain.
Okay,
it's an interesting tactic. Let's put it that way.
Pretty important part of the game. So yeah, that sounds like fun. I was gonna say, what kind of activities were you doing on a mountain like that weren't drinking? But okay, you were.
Then you ever? Fun. Sorry, but then the next. So then we stay at a hotel overnight. We have dinner. We have a great time. And actually, we do all the new guys on the team. We had to like do a song. So like we had to dress. So like not rookies, like new guys to the team. And it was fun. So everybody had like costumes, and we did a song and dance, and like the management was there too, so it was just like a good time. And the next day we bust to a mountain. We go up top. Have you ever done like they're like go-karts, but they only have brakes, and you just go downhill?
I've heard about them, but no, I haven't done it.
It was like one of the most fun things ever. I mean, it
was fun. You weren't scared at all. It wasn't going too fast.
Oh, it was hilarious at the beginning. Like they were warning us, like, listen, like, and they could tell we just had a night, the night before. We were all a little still,
having,
and they were like really warning us, like, these things go fast. Like you have to brake, or else like you're going flying off the mountain. So we're all like, oh,
like a red saucer and Morzine.
Yeah, sort of like that. Yes, along those lines. But we're all like, oh yeah, we're gonna go slow. We're not gonna go fast. Like this looks dangerous. But then you start going, and then we start like racing each other, and we are all just flying down this mountain. And I think I laughed the whole time. It was so much fun.
Sounds fun.
Yeah, it was a good old time. A couple guys got sick, obviously, but that'll happen.
It is weird though when like a team's from all those different countries. I think that's where we're getting at, right?
That's where we started. Yeah, we kind of.
I was on teams in Germany where like the imports were all from different countries, and man, like you can gel with guys. It's sometimes all the different backgrounds on one team. It's harder to be like a family just because where you come from kind of makes you. And like sometimes when everybody's from different places, it's just hard to all become like one big family, right?
Yeah, I know what you mean. I think also it could be like it's funny you play with guys from all over the world, and then
The
you still make
language barriers too.
but then you still make connections. Like the hockey world's so small, right? It's like a guy from Sweden knows your buddy that you played with when you were in college, or like it's just
Oh,
like
it gets weird when you start talking in your shed, Joe.
yeah,
You
like
know
every
Cody
question I
Lample,
had-
eh?
Yeah, I know Lamps. I played with him in Toledo.
Yeah, I met him in the shed. I didn't know him before I started
Oh,
this
really?
either. Yeah.
He's a great guy.
Yeah, he got to tattoo people one night. He tattooed his autograph on like 70 people one night. Or
Yeah,
no, whatever his number is. Yeah.
he's a big fan favorite in Toledo.
Yeah, no, good guy. But yeah, it's interesting when you see who everybody's played with. There's not that many of us really, but they keep
Yep.
making more of them, don't they?
They do. Spitting them out.
Anyway, so you're moving back to an English speaking country. How was it living in a German speaking, right?
Yeah, I mean it was.
Can du sprechen ein bisschen Deutsch?
Yeah, my Deutsch not so good.
Nicht so gut, oder? Okay.
Kann ich happen on beer, bitte? I know how to order a beer.
Ein halbe? That's a half liter.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, that would have been handy.
I ordered a couple.
Yeah, I mean it was fine. I mean the good thing is like most people do speak English, or like
Yeah.
a little bit of English.
If they want to, yeah.
Yeah. And it's funny. I feel like I did this in Norway too. You get there and I'm all like fired up. I'm like, oh, you know what? I got, after practice, I've got lots of time. I'm going to learn German. And then like you start and I'm like getting, Duolingo on my iPad and I'm learning words and I could learn like a sentence, like ask like, how are you? And then like I'd get out, I'd go to the grocery store and I'd lead with that. Then they'd speak back to me in German. And then I didn't know what they
And then you're like, oh, shoot.
I'm like, ooh. And then I'm like, sorry, do you speak English? And then I've just like wasted their time because I tried to speak German.
But yeah, and that's how I was. It was the confidence, right? And then eventually I just had the confidence that like I could like actually listen to what they're saying back. But yeah, it can really, sometimes it can really shatter your confidence when it doesn't go right, when you're trying your best.
I mean, I would try, definitely. Like I said, like grocery store and stuff like that, I could get the basics out and that's it. I couldn't elaborate and have extensive conversations, but I could get the basics. That's
okay. So what was the favorite food in Austria?
I don't even know.
Really? I was thinking you were going to be coming with the schnitzels, but no. Okay.
Honestly,
when you have a body like yours, you're not eating that many schnitzels, eh? You're staying away from the deep fried foods, are you, Joe?
No, I'm trying all foods. Wherever I go, I want to try the foods. I want to feel authentic. But I didn't like the schnitzel. I thought it was overhyped.
What'd you have? What?
Can't tell if your screen froze or you just have a disgusting.
No, I'm just it's more disgusted. Yeah, that's my bitch face. That's my resting bitch face right there. What are you talking about? So like, how did you have it? Have you had it on just a bun with the mustard?
And then with like what is it, like the cranberry sauce too?
Yeah, you've had that. Have you had it with the gravy? What do you mean? You don't like it anyway?
I've tried it numerous times. I mean, it's okay, but I'm not like, oh, you gotta go. Personally, I don't know. Like, it was okay.
Okay. So what was then?
It's like a thin piece of.
You know what? Negativity is exhausting. What was your favorite then? What did you like there? What did you enjoy? Give us some positivity here in the shed, Joe.
I mean, I like their brats.
Okay, with the mustard in a bun.
Yeah, like those
Like
are.
sausage in a bun. That's
Yeah,
what's getting you going, Joe.
yeah, yeah, it's simple. Get some fried onions on there.
Do you ever have
Those are,
the dried onions too, right? Yeah.
yeah, throw that on there.
Like
And
street
that,
meat, I guess.
yeah, it's street meat. But
Okay. That's
I
I
mean,
don't
I
know. Doesn't
like go
sound that
out.
exciting. There's no did so one thing I always found, whatever town I lived in, I'd always find my little honey hole that was like a cool restaurant where I
Yeah.
got to know a dude and we like became friends. Did you have a place like that?
Um, Not like really. We kind of like there were so many restaurants in Graz that we
Bigger
kind of
city, eh?
bigger city. I kind of wanted to just like try a lot of different places. But like you say, like what was your favorite food there? I mean, we go to like an Italian place and have like Italian food. I mean, that's not German, so I don't, when I go to a
Hey,
steakhouse, have steak,
stop,
like
stop touching your hands like that. I hear that. Okay. I know you're
oh,
getting
sorry,
fired up, okay? 'Cause
my
chirping.
watch.
But no, you're right though. When you live in those bigger cities in Europe, like they have Italian guys, they have German guys, they have Turkish guys, they have everything you need in one
They've
city,
got
right?
everything. So yeah, when you're like, what German food? I mean, honestly, I brought.
Right.
That's
They have
the answer.
Christmas markets there, or was it because of
Yeah, and I actually went to the one in Vienna,
big one, eh?
which is a big one. Pretty
Those are
cool.
fun, aren't they?
They do Christmas right.
Right. Yeah.
Yeah. So festive.
You feel just so Christmassy all December, don't you? Like
Real nice.
crushing wursts and all these other fun foods and then hot wine.
The mulled wine. Oh, it's
Yeah, I know.
yeah, it's a whole vibe. It's really it really is cool though. Like
It really
yeah,
is. And like it's so different than like when you come back here to Canada and like there is not anything like that where like the whole town gets out and is outdoors in the snow crushing hot wine,
yeah.
chatting, laughing.
I feel like you can turn your shed at Christmas time into a little, festive.
We have a Christmas crawl is what we call in the neighborhood where there's about 8 families and we went to each place and everybody had to make an appetizer and it would be a theme. Mine was German. I had Glühwein. Joanna Dugaili did play and I played some German music
Nice.
and we had, I think it was Weisswurst or pretzels. Yeah. I ran amok, dominated. Yeah.
You did it. Yeah.
Yeah.
No
We went to
surprise.
Germany for a little bit here in Cardiff.
Nice.
Mhm. Yeah,
Give the people what they want.
that's right. That's what's all about, having fun, folks. Every day's a good day for living, right, Joe?
Yeah. Put that on a t-shirt.
You got anything else to say about the food in Austria? Not much, eh?
I mean, the beer was very cheap.
Oh, was it?
Oh my goodness, yeah.
Cheap. And Switzerland's right next door and it's not cheap. Why is that?
I don't know. You're asking the wrong guy. But
Yeah.
yeah, you go to the grocery store, the market, and like you get a pint for like
Is
$1.
Austria not right beside Switzerland?
I don't think so.
Oh, geez. Really?
Yeah.
Oops. Okay.
Research team.
Yeah.
I like it
Anyways,
though.
but
I do have a map right behind me too.
No, but Switzerland's so expensive. I'm curious that Austrian beer is cheap.
Yeah.
Mm.
I don't know.
Okay. Oh God. Okay. What else do I got here? So I did post the picture of the snake in the moonshine
Ooh.
in Morzine, right? I'm
Yeah.
sorry about that. I didn't mean to, but it was on my phone. I saw it. I was in 4th place and I was like, I don't like 4th place. And I saw that and I posted it. I'm sorry. Okay.
That's okay. I've seen better days, that's for sure.
Well, we all did drink that moonshine with the snake in it, right?
Yep.
It was gross.
Yeah. Never done that before or since then.
No, I don't want to do it again
No,
either. It wasn't
one
good.
and done, I hope.
Yeah. Red saucer ride down was tough. And then I also posted a picture of you in the Woody outfit. So When you played for Graz, did they have a Halloween party?
No, we did not have a Halloween party.
Hmm.
I know.
They're important in a hockey season, aren't they?
I know. I've always been a big Halloween party advocate.
I don't think I ever had a Halloween party in Germany. I don't think Halloween's a thing. I think they do a different thing called fashing. Yeah, it's actually a thing.
Is it?
Yeah. Yeah. They like all come together dressed up in outfits, but it's not Halloween. It's called fashing. I don't exactly know why. I'm going to have to get a German on to ask him about that.
Yeah.
We'll learn.
Let's get an explanation there.
Yeah. So you haven't had any good outfits since your Woody Toy Story outfit? What else have you worked with in the last few seasons? Obviously you're in Cardiff for a few seasons. When I left, did you have any good outfits?
Yeah, Fournier and I think our last year in Cardiff, we went as a duo. He was I was Slash and he was Axel from Guns N' Roses.
Nice.
And I think that was the last costume I've done. And I think we did it pretty good too.
Yeah. I remember the Woody, and then I also remember Hendo dressed up like a Care Bear, you know?
Oh, that's right. I do remember Care Bear.
I was Banana.
Yes, you were Banana.
I believe you've dressed up as Taz before, like I have, right?
Yep. It's been a few Taz costumes for sure.
Yeah, I've worn the hat before, you know? So when you played in Graz, any good day trips? Go anywhere cool?
Oh yeah, we did a lot. I mean, have you know Hallstatt? Hallstatt?
Hallstatt. I feel like I've heard of it. I don't know what it is. What do you see there?
Bouncy was there. He played there. He's posted some pictures on his Instagram or social media. It's just like this beautiful old town right on the water with the mountains in the background. It's just like
this is in Austria.
This is in Austria. Yep.
How far away is this from where you were?
What was it, like an hour and a half, 2 hours?
I always found that like I didn't do many day trips. I used to whine when Lisa made me do them because I would be tired from practice. I didn't want to like walk around and do stuff because I was lazy. But when you look back on it, like those are the days you actually remember playing overseas, you know, doing shit.
I know what you mean. Some days you just kind of want to do nothing, lay on the couch, rest, but it is cool what we get to do. And we're able to kind of go and experience these places.
Right.
See some things.
Yeah. Cause like you don't get those opportunities, like, you know, when it's over.
I know. Yeah, we did Hallstatt, which was really nice. So
that's just like a little town. I think I remember seeing pictures of that. It was a little town like just down on the water, right? Like there's nothing really you go there to do. It was more just like scenic, right?
It's kind of like a nice little scenic getaway, and then like you can kind of like go and take a gondola up the mountain and walk around and kind of hike to the top, and then there's like a patio up there. You can have food or a drink and kind of just like enjoy the view. It's just like
hold hands, kiss on the mouth.
Yeah, that kind of stuff.
Yeah. Anything else to do?
I mean, Austria, there's just a lot of like nice little mountain towns. I mean, if you can ski,
you just go for lunch and stuff. Did you ski? Were you?
No, but
were you allowed to ski?
They never said we couldn't.
It's weird in Europe because some teams like promote skiing and they're like, come here so you can ski. And then other teams are like, you're not allowed to ski. You know?
Yeah, our team definitely they didn't tell us we couldn't, but just like no one did, unless they hit it.
Okay.
Yeah.
You going home at all this summer? See JJ?
Yep. Next week.
Are you?
Going home next week until the end of July.
Oh dear. That sounds like you're in the honey hole for June 25th golf tournament, but you don't golf. What a mess.
June 25th, I feel like I have a concert back home. I think it's the Arkells. You know the Arkells?
Oh, I've heard the name. Yeah.
You know.
Yeah. You know what though? I think not to like not promote my own golf tournament because I want people to come, but I think Boston Levi's playing in Waterloo, Ontario the night before.
He is. And then
which
he's
is
also
my old, like, that's where I'm from. Elmira, Ontario is right beside Waterloo. If we were going to go to a concert, that's where we go. So folks, if you're in Elmira or Waterloo, check out Boston Levi June 24th, and then come up to the golf tournament the next day, right?
there you go. And I think he's playing also in Hamilton the day before on June 23rd that I'm gonna go see.
Pretty cool, eh? That like a hockey player that is like a budding superstar in the music world, eh?
I know. Pretty cool. Like,
Sorry for burping in the mic, folks.
yeah, I know it is pretty cool seeing his stuff on Instagram. And when he was opening for that Glorious Sons bands, it was a pretty big crowd there. It was pretty sweet.
You're right. And he's really good. When you hear songs, like,
He's legit.
wild. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. So any other off-season plans then? So you're there, you're going home. You'll be there until you head to Cardiff to run amok.
Yeah, pretty much. That's the plan so far. Did a vacation. We went to Hawaii a month ago. That was lovely.
You know what I find interesting? Okay. This is just me in my brain in my shed talking
Yeah.
about Mega Monday.
Yeah.
Is I found it interesting that they announced you, Waller, Dougie, and Browner and Richie, right? All the same day. I found it interesting that they just jumped in like that, because I always remember Todd like announced guys and he was very strategic how he did it. Because what I think that did was, it was like a statement to the league, like, look at how big our thing is and see what you can do about it. Where there's a lot of other teams that would have been like, well, let's not show them how big it is right away. Let's like just show them the tip just for a second. And then like each week, like show them how much bigger it was. But like they just kind of jumped right in and was like, we're putting it right on the table, folks.
It's quite, yeah, that's a good metaphor for sure. I feel like, well, when Lordo was here, he was the one who didn't want to show his cards, right? If it was up to Lordo, he wouldn't have announced the team till the day before camp.
Right. I wasn't even, I remember I had like a career ending injury and I put something on Twitter about something and he got mad at me. And I was like, well, dude, I'm never playing again. What's the big fuss here?
Oh yeah. He liked to hide his cards, that's for sure. So I mean, that's probably changed a little bit. I mean, I know with me,
Well, it sure got the place a buzz.
well, I
Cardiff.
had people have been reaching out to me. I think there was some rumblings going on that I was back because I had signed.
How long ago did you sign this, Joe? Tell me the truth.
It's a little while.
It was in the drawer.
I mean, it wasn't that long ago, but over a month.
Uh-huh.
And I had people reaching out asking, and I kind of had to like,
It's hard to lie, right? I remember
didn't like
that year in Cardiff, I had re-signed to come back the next year, but I was sworn to secrecy. And then when people are talking about shit and you're like, I'm not a liar and I don't like hiding things. And it's tough.
I ended up like asking Todd, I'm like, can you please like announce this soon? Cause I can't like lie to people anymore. Hendo asked me like, it was the Monday they announced it. I think he asked me on Friday or Saturday. And I didn't know that they were announcing me on Monday. It was kind of like they told me a day before, 2 days before. And Hendo asked me and I kind of gave him the runaround, like, I'm not really sure. And I felt so bad. And then 2 days later they announced and he's like, are you kidding me? And I was like,
yeah.
I'm like, I'm sorry, man. Like this, I hate doing that, but obviously Todd, swears.
Well, you got to sell your season tickets and announce it the right way and all.
I know,
that.
and I know that there's a lot that goes into it. That's why you don't tell people early. It's not, but it's hard to do. And I'm excited. I want people to know.
Right. Yeah. You want to tell people when you sign a contract for next year and you're going back to a place you love and you're going to see all your buddies. Oh, burping in the mic again, folks. My bad. You'd be excited to tell people about that, right?
Yeah, exactly. So I'm relieved that it's out there, but now I'm just like, I got so excited. Now I just want to get there now.
Now you want to play hockey, right?
Yeah. Now I just like, I'm so excited to see so many people again, and I just want to like get there now. But No,
Mhm. Um, well, it's the start of June. You're going when? August? That's
yeah.
shit happens fast, man.
Yeah. Oh, I know. And I think when I go back to Canada, that's when time flies because it's going to be kind of busy. I'm going to be seeing my buddies and doing stuff and family and all that, you know?
You gonna see Benty?
Yeah. We're going to a Jays game.
He's almost a confirmed golfer. Just had to run it by the he's thinking about it.
Is he?
Yeah.
He'd
Pretty
be a good,
excited.
he'd be a good addition to have there.
Yeah.
Benty boy.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. So anyways, okay. So the summer does go fast though, eh? When you go home, like you start seeing buddies and you're like, okay, I got a weekend for you, a weekend for you. Oh, I gotta see my parents, I gotta see my brother. And
Yeah.
then you're like, holy shit, I gotta leave.
Yeah. Like I think my weekends when I go back to Canada are already booked.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah. I mean, which is awesome. But yeah, that's why time flies when you're having fun.
Right. So have you changed much as you've gotten older? I think you've had a couple injuries over your time, but like, is there anything you got to change as you get older?
I think the way I train in the off season, you probably got to change a little bit, but I think I've gotten like
But what do you
smarter.
do? What do you do in the off season that's different? Because
Well,
it did
now,
change for me, but Lordo just told me what to do because I had no idea what to do.
yeah, I mean, I kind of like this stuff. I don't know. I've always been into like I kind of like have I take programs that I've had in the past sent to me and I kind of like compile them into my own what I need. I kind of know what I need now. And I just feel like, I mean, before, like in college, remember we're putting as much weight as we could on our backs and
Oh
squatting,
God, so dumb.
like those days obviously are over. And now I'm just smarter, you know, it's like you can do less weight and just be a little more like controlled and slower and concentrated and you get the same effects almost. I mean, you just kind
See,
of have to be
for me though, when it wasn't a competition in the summer, if I didn't have like a guy with me, like let's see who could do them the fastest, or like play two touch or play like some kind of a game. If it's just me in a gym, like I had a hard time pushing myself hard enough. You've never had that problem?
not really, no. I feel like I just like, I don't know. I love hockey so much that I just like enjoy that part of it. I don't know. I've always been pretty like health conscious and I just enjoy. I mean, here it's great. Like my girlfriend works from home. She's working all day. I don't like I'm in Colorado. It's kind of like the nice part is I can go to the gym. I can go for like I throw a podcast in, I throw 2 ales and hockey tales
Oh
in
baby.
and get
Talk to
fired
me.
up.
Talk to me. Yeah,
And
you
then
do.
I don't feel like I need to like rush out of there. So I actually just like take my time. I don't
Right.
know. I
I
just
always
like
felt like I was in a rush to get, yeah, I know what you
yeah.
mean.
And here I don't feel like that, which is like nice. So I kind of just like really take my time and like I get like good warm-ups and I just like really, I don't know, I'm not rushed. And I think it's benefited me the past few years for sure.
One thing that I find interesting is like when I was a hockey player, I never had headphones with music in when I would be like training. I would just go to the gym and just work out with like nothing. And like I think music can really get a dude going, or even podcasts, right?
Yeah, I do. I know I do both. I'd say I'm mostly podcast. Um, I honestly I like spitting chicklets.
Yeah, sure you do.
That
Second
you know, I
second
know
place all the time. It's cool.
I
Don't worry
know
about
they're
it, Joe.
I know
Whatever.
they're your rivals, but
Rivals. We're not even in the same league. Yeah. I mean, just me out my shed crushing pints.
yeah, but they don't have that. They don't have a shed.
They're not having as much fun as me,
They're not. No,
and they don't like it as much as I do. So,
no. But
I'm having way more fun, and that's
you
all
are.
that counts.
Yeah, exactly. And you do the one-on-ones. They've got 4 guys. Are they really getting to connect with their
They're
guests?
not. I
They're not.
dive right in.
You get in there.
Me and Samuel Jardine are brothers now,
I know.
and I didn't even know him until he came to my shed, and it feels good.
I know. See, that's what you have. So don't sell yourself short.
Thank you, Joe.
No problem.
Oh God. Okay. One thing I did see though, because I'm not sure how early you're going back to Cardiff, okay? Because You know, when you get to a new team and like for me, I was always like, I'd inch in, little toe in the water, see if I'm like, can be Wally around these guys or not.
Yeah.
When we went to Cardiff, it's probably the same for you. You were a young punk, but by the time you left there and you just left with your bag, um, you were paddleboarding in the bay. Like you were just running amok of the town. Are you bringing a paddleboard back to Cardiff Bay? And are you just going to show up and be like, look at this, I'm going topless and I'm paddleboarding through Cardiff Bay. Watch this shit, folks.
Yeah, I mean, I don't really know what I was thinking there because I don't think that's legal, right?
It was cool when I saw it. I was like, holy shit, that's really cool. He did that. Are you not allowed to do that?
I don't think so.
You did it though.
Yeah, I just thought like, hey, just if you're out there, just kind of pretend like you're supposed to be out there. No one's gonna question you, you know?
Well, sometimes you just got to feel like you belong and then you belong, right?
Yeah. And I mean, I've all like that water, I don't know, it's just nice and still. Like, why can't I just go rip around in the paddleboard? I don't want to drive anywhere. I just want to plop it in here by my apartment. And I want to go.
Where did you get a paddleboard from? You just had a paddleboard at Cardiff?
No, you can rent them, and I think I rented it in Penarth.
Well, then it has to be legal if you can rent it. Or you
No,
rented it in Penarth and then drove it to the bay?
yeah, it comes in like it's like a big backpack. It comes in, the kit, and then I just like literally, and you pump it up. I brought it down to like the, right beside the water there on the path, and I just like pumped it up there. Kind of stepped over the rocks, plopped it in, and just went.
Just ran amok.
I think one of the fans actually just tweeted me because they were in the
Oh,
bay.
you must be getting so many messages. Eh?
One of the fans was eating in the bay and like looked like double looked and they saw me just like paddleboarding kind of through there, just kind of like looking around.
Yeah.
Why not though?
Well, why wouldn't you? I believe it's called living, right, Joe?
I mean, you don't want to fall in that water, but fortunately I did.
I never went in it. I know that.
No, I don't think you should.
It's a beautiful place though. Hope I get to see it someday again,
Yeah.
Anyways, what else? You got anything else?
Do I have anything else? No. I mean,
I really can't wait though. Like I mean, the coach that was there before, I don't know him. I never did meet Scalds, but this new guy, Dupes, like he's right in my wheelhouse. I met him. He came to the shed. Franny was vouching for him. And then I talked to like Matt Caruth, who, Bounty's the new goalie. Matt Caruth, when you talk to that guy, when I get to know him and I can tell people play hockey based on their personality, that guy's a stallion. That guy wins hockey games. And it's weird, right? Getting to know a bunch of goalies. I feel like a bad boyfriend almost, like sometimes, right? Like I got a lot of goalies to promote, but that's a weird world when there's only one net, right? And one goalie can play in it, but
yeah,
strange times.
Strange times. But
yeah.
No, I mean, I'm obviously so excited to get back there, and yeah, I can't wait.
So did you know that like I started like this chocolate bar thing with Mac with the Twix bars, and then now he's left, right? And there's Buenos with Dougie. Yeah. Buenos for the boys for the Canucks.
Yeah.
Like I don't know. Maybe it's come to an end. Maybe I shouldn't say anything else, but like you'd almost think like with the home opener next season, like we should get some kind of a buzz going, right? Like Buenos for the boys was fun, right? Because like that's for my under 11 Canucks. That was cool. I don't know. Like, are you into anything?
I don't know. Did Sheffield? Did the arena have to tell them to stop?
Yeah, Kit Kats. Kit Kat get that.
Did it get out of control?
Yeah. Oh yeah. Yeah. But what happened was they had my back. They put it on Twitter. They did everything with Mosey, Shed Superstar. Hope he's a Devil next season. But yeah, they did everything. They retweeted it, put it out there, made a little video that they're doing Kit Kats. And then Mosey went ahead and won player of the game, scored like the OT winner or set it up or something. And then there were Kit Kats everywhere. And I guess they got into the ice and it was a real problem.
Really?
Yeah, so they had to like put it out there that like this was a one-time deal, like
Okay.
no more Kit Kats in this arena,
Pretty funny though how you started that.
right? In my shed in Cardiff.
Like, that is like pretty funny. I did see that and I was just like, couldn't
Yeah.
believe it.
It's you should see it from my eyes, Joe. Like I literally just work from my shed and then just talk to my friends. Meet new ones, right?
It's powerful stuff.
People helping people. Thanks for coming to the shed, Joe.
It's always fun to be here.
Uh no, but seriously, last thing I'm gonna say nice, and then we're gonna shut it down is I'm thankful for everything Cardiff did for me during my time when my career came to an end and the way they treated me and my family. And obviously, them bringing me back and then me spray painting myself like you was really when I did it was only for the team. I was only doing that for the hockey team. I had no intentions of taking off my top in the crowd and doing all that stuff, but the time was right. You scored the goal. Things happen for a reason, right, Joe?
You're a team guy. You've always been.
Just trying to help out when I can, right?
Any way you can, whether you've got the gear on or you're in the stands, you're gonna help the boys.
Well, and that's why you're my favorite player, though. Like I said, was that like for a team to be successful, it's like in business, I think is like you're the boss, the guy in charge. The guy needs to be the best person, the hardest worker, do everything right. And gosh darn it, that's what you always do. And I'm so excited you're back.
Thanks, buddy.
Even though I'll be over here in my shed, it just gives us more to talk about, right?
Yep. We'll have to get you over there. Maybe a surprise visit or something.
Well, you never know. Brody sounds like he might even enjoy pregame speeches.
I would imagine. He would.
And this has been another episode of Two Ales and Hockey Tales with the GOAT Wally.